Okay, let's go for round 2. So maybe I didn't fix my PC. I'll get around to it. Hopefully this weekend. I wonder just how many weekends I've been saying that for now. So we're back to Scotland. We abandoned all of Europe as soon as we got the Old Alliance achievement, which for the uninitiated is have France as a vassal when you are Scotland. You cannot get that achievement if you are Great Britain, so make sure you vassalize France while you are Scotland. The moment we got that, we were just like, I've had enough of Europe, so we gave England back some of their land. They certainly were not allowed Norman London, and we gave Wales back the rest of that. Irish does not exist as a culture, and also it's been removed in this campaign. So we sold Ireland and Scotland to Normandy, and I just kind of want to see what they do. They're now independent. In fact, we have nothing to do with Europe. Scotland is after the money ever since the Darien disaster, and that is why the spice must flow. So, down we are here. Jake, do you think there are any mods worth having? Worth having? I'm sure there are plenty, but me, I just really like to play with the better user interface mod. I would also like to fight with a better army, but what can you do? Oh! Almost forgot about these guys, but they are still searching not for colonies to burn down, but the hunt for the 7 cities. Good luck with that, guys. I'm sure you can do it. You're like the detective, I'm sure you'll find the Miami mutilator someday. Alright. Let's go and hunt and destroy what remains of the Sunda army. Terribly exciting, I know. Beating up people that are far weaker than ourselves. Maybe I shouldn't jump the gun on that. They want to take us out. Well, sure. Come along. Or die. It's your choice. I saw you the first time, Joey, but yes, you should probably do your homework instead of watching my scrublord attempts at playing this game. Just have a sneaking suspicion that he's going to go for the island. So I blocked him off in order to kill him. But I will get my boats away from there just in case I can chase him into the island here. But if I murder him, it's no odds to me. Jake, I have a question. Since you've culture converted, when you form Malaya, will there be a possibility of Scottish nationalists spawning in Scotland? Why, yes, there will be. Scotland could again become a free nation. Oh, not this. Rubbish again. Now, we accrued a lot of aggressive expansion in Europe, and it's still there. As soon as they can, they like to form a coalition against us and fight. To which I say, what do you want? And they go, oh, a bit of money, please. And then I'm like, but being at war is a pain. Especially this one, since it'll involve Castile. I wonder if Castile is going to come over and make our day unpleasant. They could probably sail a boat or two over to really hamper our blockading here. And probably murder our trade fleet. Well, we're doing fine on the money situation, so we'll dock ourselves for now and just tell Castile to go and smoke one. Otherwise, though, it's the end for Sunda. What is this? Mere myths. Ah, yes. Is this a follow-up from that that map I get? All right, we'll have to end the search. Too bad. Although I would also like to end Sunda. And end their recruitment of more units. Now, the thing about the coalition against me is they can't actually demand much from me. Oh, wow, this one little boat is making our lives unpleasant. Alright, but that works for us. If he's stuck there, then we can just kill him. And all will be well. Isn't that strange though? Shouldn't the AI lose interest in coalitioning you now that you have no European holdings? See, I actually thought they would, but they still want to coalition and fight me. It's probably because they look at how many troops they have that they can fight me with, they consider my strength, and they go, hey, this is a war that we can win. And he's in an area that we can project our power. This is what I imagine they're thinking. I don't know for sure. I am not a robot. I cannot sympathize with robots. Or am I? No, I am not. Ah, that's the end of this joker. I do feel awfully starved for units, though. Why? What is so expensive? The reinforcements, okay. I can accept that. I do wonder where all this inflation came from, though. Did I beat money out of people? Well, again, I just like to imagine I get bad events when I pay down things like war exhaustion and instability. That helps ease the pain considerably. And I am the cheapest of cheap. So when it comes to preventing new units rising up, I just throw the smallest forces ever to prevent their recruitment. That's all they wrote for you. Oh. Yeah, except for you. Oh well. No escape. And certainly no surrender. Jake, you have a gold province. Yeah, I have one, but that's hardly the source of all this gold. All this inflation. Well, that's neither here nor there. We're just here to form Malaysia and call it a day. And that really is all we're here for. There's no hidden agendas going on here. What is it called? Patani. Oh, I already have a claim on it. Which means fighting you and your friends. Which does include Ming. I wonder how much of a fight Ming puts up these days. Well, it'll be interesting to fight you. I'm looking forward to it. I don't have to fight you. I could slaughter Brunei instead. And trust me, that is tempting in its own way. I need to finish off all my claims on you. Jake, can you lose a unit to attrition? They can go down to 0, but you can't lose them. That does not apply, however, to mercenaries, which will disband if they hit 0 units. But oddly enough, not when they hit 0 units after consolidation, or rather shift consolidation. If you hold the consolidate button, rather if you hold shift and hit it, you will get 0 stacks remaining, which can be useful. Okay, well, they're not going to win this punitive war. But that is probably not going to make them want a white peace any faster. No, they are going to want all of my money and war reparations. I don't want to pay war reparations. Maybe there is a little fleet of theirs that I could fight around here. Speaking of little fleets, what are you doing there? Join up with everyone, please. Easy money. Of course, we got all this coalition from breaking truce in Europe. Don't break truce in Europe. There are times and places for it, but ever since they made... Maybe I should stop saying they made and start saying we made. Anyway, ever since breaking truce started giving aggressive expansion as well, it's really dropped in usefulness. Rather massively. And the goal for today is just to finish off this campaign, and it will be finished when the spice will flow. That's the achievement that we're after. Oh, well. Sure glad I kept you mothballed. But paying you is expensive, and oh, hello. Thing is, even if they occupy that land, they can't take it since they won't have a claim on it. At least I hope they don't have a claim on it. There's worse places they could have landed on us. Considerably worse. That coalition just keeps on growing. This war is actually probably going to end up costing me quite a lot more than if I'd just given them their war reparations from the start. But that's not in the spirit of the game, as I think everybody can agree. Hello Jake, good to see you playing EU4 on Twitch. Well, thank you. It'll be EU4 for a while, and then I want to finally finish off Reset here, because it's a great game. Not so hot on all this losing money though. To the point where I think I will just raise war taxes, since there is no great need for further military developments. Let's get our men over there. Go and protect our interests in Gayo. These are Castilians. They will probably hit me like a ton of bricks. But it's a show superiority casus belli. Ha, said it right for once. And we shall show them just how superior we are, as if we are Yuan Shao's troops. Still throwing a mere 15 stack at them doesn't seem all that wise. Oh well, we can take back Gayo, its lovely jungle. Perhaps I should consider what next idea group to take, although it doesn't really matter at this point now, does it? No, I think it does. I can afford 2 military ideas, and I might as well take the defensive ones. There's not much left in the game, and may as well take military drill whilst we can. Why? Because morale is king. I'm not sure what stances I've had before on what is and is not the greatest things to have when fighting, but morale is king. That's all there is to it. Jake, are you holding off on your next campaign until the next expansion is out? Was there a release date when Common Sense was announced today? I mean, I don't know the release date, that's why I'd quite like to know. Alright, Malacca's down. We've got this, which is another 3,000 men I'd quite happily throw back, but then again we could also just take what is rightfully ours. Oh man. Russia as well? Yes, here come the coalition wars, but this time Portugal's involved. I have a claim on their land, but... Oh, and I think they have claims on all of my land. Yeah, not so keen on that now, are we? And again, they want our war reparations. Well, that isn't something I'm about to play around with, but we can avoid this. Just get rid of all of our money. And then we say, yeah, sure, have whatever you want. Money and more money. Well, I wouldn't want to give them all that money, but I can't afford to keep these wars going. So enjoy Cologne. We instantly cancel our ships because I ain't taking loans. I hate loans. Some people like to suggest that I'm scared of them. I'm not scared of them, but I hate them. With passion. Russia is in a personal union under Austria. Yeah, I forgot about that minor detail, didn't I? Alright, I'm really thinking I should just attack into that stack. They have a pretty baller general with good fire. But I think we can take him. What are they gonna do? Shoot us to death? Ooh, that's not bad. So we found what was described in the hunt for El Dorado. And our prize is quite a bit of trade efficiency. Yep, morale. Always bring it to a fight. Now that isn't good because that means they're going to win this show superiority, so I don't want to give them money. No, let's not be a loser. Let's just beat them. If morale is King Jake, then discipline is a deity who guarantees the divine right of kings. Yeah, discipline is pretty good, but I do love morale. Oh, of course they're working on my capital there, aren't they? That can't be allowed. Fortunately, it's grasslands. We'll see what we can do about that. Oh, and I forgot we're getting called for peace over here, but I do kind of want this province. Well, I suppose it matters not. Still take it all. Ah, well. Should be good. We'll finish them off later. Oh, and I'm going to need that money for the war reparations. I will likely have to pay for a while. Yeah, we are focused on war. Good. Dip is not really much of an issue. And we can make them cores. Well, most of them. I really think I play remarkably worse when I get later on in the whoops. We'll be there on the 10th of July. Cannot afford this. Wish I hadn't spent my dip now, because I would love an admiral to take care of these guys. But that's alright, because we'll make back some of our show superiority here at sea. Which also means that I don't really want my trade and transports involved in this battle, unless they're struggling here, which they are most certainly not. And they have no leader either. Damn, they blow. Get out of my seas. And further, get out of my nation. Again, we'll get everybody cozied up. I got a siege. They got a breach on us, which I'm not too happy about. Our lack of fire is disappointing here, though. 1-5. I got a 1-6. Yeah, let's go for it. Unacceptable. Simply unacceptable. This won't be enough to give us the superiority morale, I think. Yeah, because we only won 75% of the battles, but I'll take it. We certainly got the most score out of all that. The trouble is, of course, it's a coalition war. Nobody ever wants to peace out of a coalition war. But I'll make it exciting if they keep dropping Castilian stacks on us. Especially since I can sink their navy. I think I hear some Castilians in the background. Scottish peasants. That's fine, though. We can deal with those. Why no sortie, Jake? The honest answer is I completely forgot about sortie. Like I said, my play is at its worst in the late game because I'm just like, it's all Daijobu or something like that. Peasants are unpleasant, but I have every confidence we'll get our sieges done before they can siege us up. It would also be clever of me to fabricate more claims on Sunda, make it easier to take what's left of them. Yeah, okay, let's do it. I also need to annex Malacca. All these things I need to do. I just want to get my achievement. Jake, how is Normandy faring in Europe? Well, I'll admit that is one of the things I was really hoping they would do well at, and they are invading Wales. And they're doing their own cultural enrichment program. They cleverly allied Austria. Unfortunately, so did France. Maybe I could hunt down another one of their navies just to get that. You know, there's a merit to that. There is a merit to that. Well, let's have a go. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? What indeed? Well, they could block me off here and do terrible damage whilst I have no combat navy around here. That would be pretty bad. But you can't worry about everything. If your heart's full of worry, then there's no space for the good stuff. And then again, let's keep those blockades going. Starting to think that these Search for the Seven City events are mostly horrible. Perhaps I should rethink that in the future. It isn't a good thing, Jake. If Normandy annex the Ile de Frogs, they take the decision to form France, and that would be a travesty. They cannot form France if France exists. And France... Oh yeah. Colonial nations are not France. Ah, well, it'll be fine. Hopefully France will keep that a little bit in the south. I hope. Okay, peasants, you've had your fun, but now the fun ends. Jake, what do you think about the influence idea group? I think it's the best Diplo idea. Diplo and influence both have their merits. I love Diplo because it gives you an extra diplomat and it allows you to take more land out of someone in a war, but influence is great if you're integrating a lot of vassals. In an ideal world you take both, however you will often need other idea groups and you have to weigh them up. But there isn't too much going on, so let's have a look at them. They both share the +1 Diplo relation slot and a +2 diplomatic reputation, which is groovy. But influence also has the aggressive expansion impact, which is enormously good. The rest of it's a bit tat. I mean, subject force limit contribution. You'd have to have a lot of vassals for that to really take off. And if you have a lot of vassals, they're probably going to be quite revolting. So yeah, I'm sure that was a good anti-answer. Bloody Castilian scum. Who do they think they are? Well, whoever they think they are, they're about to die. Are we in any position to sink some boats? Probably not, but we'll get our show superiority anyway, and since he is sailing home, we'll probably meet him on the way. Let's just get our boats back, probably over to our capital. Whilst you folk go and murder us some Spanish. And there. We haven't shown superiority because we have exactly 80%. Well, you can't worry about the small details. Not that. Oh god, France again. I do think they probably shouldn't be so aggressive on the coalition since I'm so far away. But I am the one who invited this fate upon myself, so I'm in no position to complain. Ooh. Don't like loans, we'll take the stab hit. I mean, the loan would be a far better thing to take, but on principle, if I don't have to take a loan, I won't. No need for you to go home at war anymore. So many Scottish nationalists watching this stream and on the YouTubes. It's fairly disgusting. Oh hi Jake, stick it to those English and all that. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. You wouldn't know satire if it slapped you in the face.